In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this stylish conical dress. If that is what you would love to learn, do well to watch the video to the end. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure to turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. With that being said, let's begin drafting. I have my pattern paper spread out. What I'm going to do now is to go ahead and take my vertical points. Here I mark down my starting point, as you can see. So here is where all my measurement is going to start. So I'll go ahead and mark the length of my dress. I'm going to be making use of the length of this paper because the length of my dress is 34 plus 1 inch. I have 35 inches, so I'll put that down there, and I'll go ahead over to this side and mark the same thing just to get a straight line. Okay, so I'll put it down here. Connect that this way. So I'll come over to this point. I'll go in by half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5. My shoulder is 15 divided by 2, I have 7.5. So I marked it down there. At that point I went down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then here I went in by 3 inches for the for the neck width, and I came down by 2.5 for the neck depth. So after that I'll just go ahead and connect it this way for now. Then at this point I'll come over here and connect it back this way. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to come down at this point by my chest line. Mine is 7 inches. To get this measurement, divide your bust measurement, round measurement, by 6. Whatever it gives you, add 1.5 to that. So after that, I'll just place my tape like so, mark my half length, which is 16 inches. Then I'll come here, mark my bust point at 9.5. Then I'll take that measurement over here, mark the same thing, and I'll connect. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come down by my waist. This is my waistline, my bust point, and this part is my chest line. So let me just go ahead and extend the line. So this is my chest line. So at this point, I'll come down at my waistline by 9 inches for my hip point. So I'll just take it further to get a straight line. Then I'll connect it. So this is my hip. So I'll move over to this point. I'll mark half of my shoulder measurement at my chest line, so I'll get a straight line to connect my armhole. So I'll connect it like so. After that, the next thing I'm going to do is to find the midpoint of this. 7 divided by 2, I have 3.5. So I put it down there. At that point, I came in by ½ inch. After that, I'll just go ahead and measure my bust. My bust is 33. 33 divided by 4, I have 8¼ So at that point, I'll be adding 1 inch for sewing allowance. After that, I'll just go ahead and connect it like so. After that, I'll just go in by half of my bust span. Mine is 7 divided by 2, I have 3.5. So I'm just going to put that down there and come over to this point and mark the same thing. So measure your own nipple to nipple, whatever it gives you, you use it to get the straight line, to get the straight line where you're going to connect, like form your dart, you know. So mine is 3.5. That is what I use to get this straight line. So divide your bust span measurement by 2, then put it down there. So at this waist point, I'll just come in here by ½ inch, come out here by ½ inch. At the bust point, I'll come down here by 1 inch. Then from this waist point, I'll be going down by 4 inches. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to connect this to the 1 inch, and also do the same thing on this side to the 1 inch, and connect it back to this 4 inches I came down by. So that's what I have. The next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and impute my round body measurement. So here I'll measure my bust. My bust is 8 1/4. Then I'll add my 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll move over to the waist. My waist is 29 divided by 4. I have 7 1/4. I'll put down there. Then I'll replace this dart. This is 1 inch. I'll replace it then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll move over to my hip. My hip is 38. 38 divided by 4. I have 9 1/2 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Then I'll be adding 2.5 for the shape we have at the hip part. So I'll go ahead and connect it. So I'll connect these lines this way. Then I'll come over here. And connect it this way. So I'll measure what I have at that point. I'll take it down to the bottom. I think that's okay. At this point, I'll come in by ½1/4. You can do 1 inch, so I'll do ½1/4 here. Then at this point, I already came down by 2.5 for the neck depth. If you check the style, you will see how the neckline looks. So that is what I'm trying to get here. So I'll just go ahead and connect this way. So that's what the neckline looks like. The next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. You can see how I cut the armhole, because I'm going to use the same pattern paper to cut the back pattern. I brought in another pattern paper I'll be using for the back. What I'm going to do next is to place this pattern on it, like the front pattern. This is the front pattern. So what we're cutting now is the back pattern. So I'll be leaving zipper allowance. So this is 1.5. That's what I'm using for my zipper allowance. So at that point, remember, this is my waistline, this is my bust point, and my chest line. So at this waistline, at the zipper allowance, I will just place my tape this way. Hope you can see. I'll place my tape this way and I'll be going in by 1/2 inches at that point. So I'll connect it this way. This is just to eliminate the zipper bulge. This is to stop our zip from folding when we wear the dress. So at that point I'll come down this way. So this is happening at the waist. So you can see what I have there. That's what it looks like. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and cut this part. Make sure to place something heavy on your pattern so it doesn't move around the way mine is moving. So you can see at this point, I didn't cut the front armhole. I went in to cut it this way because the back armhole and the front armhole is not the same. I'll go ahead and cut this part out.
At this neckline, you can decide to make it exactly the same neck at the front like what we have here at the front. You can also go ahead and maybe reduce it if you want. If you don't want the depth of your back to be 2.5 like we have on the front pattern, you can go ahead and use 2 inches or the same 2.5. You can use 1.5 if you want. It depends on what you want. So you just go ahead and connect from that point this way. You can see this is what it will look like at the back if you are using 2 inches. You can see I came down from that point by 2 inches. If you decide to use 1.5, you connect it the same way. So you connect it like so. If you feel the 2.5 you use at the front, if you use it at the back, it will be too low. You can always do it this way. But me, I'm going to be using the same thing I use at the front. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and cut out my neckline. So my back neckline and the front neckline is the same. See what I have there.
This is what I have. You can see I'll take out the back pattern. Then I'll go ahead and cut off the front armhole. Okay. So this is what we have. So you just go ahead and transfer your darts. Also draw your dart at the back. So this is our back pattern. So we've come to the end of this video. If you've learned something from this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share this video and comment. Also subscribe to this channel. If you have any question, do well to leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.